Hello, this is Kelly Grimes from LDT 550, and this is my Pecha Kucha. So, what's the point behind the Pecha Kucha? Well, it's to discuss or present to you what I accomplished this summer in the course. And if you look below, you'll see a list of the assignments that we were given. So, first off, we have the design activities, and there are about 6 of them, most of which were done as a group. Then we had the What's Hot, which are discussions on new developments in technology. And then finally, we have the 4 technology modules. If you take a look below, you'll see a list of the ones that I completed. The design activities consisted of 6 activities. The first one was design thinking in action, where we created a number of different questions, and from these questions we created a gift for our peers. The second one was apps for education, where we created we believe and how-to statements and used the most interesting ones as inspiration in the creation of an app that would solve the problems we addressed. And then the third one was grading student work. So we created software that would support a common educational problem which dealt with progress monitoring to track the reading performance of students. Activity was a critique session, so we posted one of our projects and our instructor and students had the opportunity to critique our work. The Horizon report was basically an assignment where we had to read different sections of this report and produce a report summarizing the main points from our discussion. And then we had to respond to reports from other teams. And then the final one was a Pecha Kucha. For What's Hot, we had to find 6 articles that discuss new trends in technology. If you look below, you'll see the first 3. The first one was focused on augmented and virtual reality used by educators. The second one I found was about interactive textbooks. The third one was about maker spaces. The 4th article I found was on adaptive learning. The 5th one was on digital citizenship. And then the last one was on video observations. For the modules, I chose to complete the HTML and CSS module first. Afterwards, I completed the flipped classroom, followed by video editing and Adobe Photoshop. For the first module, we had to create web pages using basic HTML, CSS, and jQuery. I chose to do mine on gardening because it was something I'm familiar with. I chose a green background because I thought it would stand out a little bit. And then I made tabs that take you to the home page, the steps page, and also the contact page. If you look on the left-hand side, and if you were to click on the shovel, you would actually be able to move it around the page. If you look on the right-hand side, on the steps page, there are tabs you can click on to get to the different steps listed under each category. I set it up this way, hoping to make it easy for people to access the steps they would need if they didn't need them all. And if you were to look, there's actually 12 in total. This is my contact page. I actually didn't put any of my real information in there because I knew I was going to make it public, but I did mention something about going to Lowe's or Home Depot if they had any other questions about gardening. And then once we were finished with it, we posted it so that our peers could give us some useful feedback. And on the right-hand side, you'll see some of the critiques that I was given. And was the flipped classroom module. So we had to create videos along with a screen capture movie. We did use Edu Creation as the app for the assignment. I chose to create videos on how to make different comparisons of inequality in Spanish. I had explanations and examples of each type. I did use Edu Creation for this assignment, but wasn't a big fan of it. I could only put so much information on the slides and then wasn't a fan of the drawing tool. I did use the iPad, but still was not impressed with it. I think my opinion might change a little bit if I have some more time to mess around with it and then use other apps in conjunction with it. I do still plan on using flipped learning in my classes, but may use a different app or program. Next, I completed the video editing module. In this module, I had to plan, produce, and edit a video. Then we had to upload our final product to YouTube. I chose to do a video about becoming a parent. At the beginning of the video, I had to record a scene on a green screen. I did not have access to one, so my husband and I created one out of a piece of green cloth that we purchased from Joann Fabrics. Then we borrowed a video camera from my husband's company, but the sound still was not the level we wanted it to be. And I think this is something that I could probably refine in the future. From there, I pulled some family pictures from my online albums and then used images from free online resources to incorporate into my video. I used the same transitions from picture to picture to keep it consistent. Then I added a credits page with some free music in the background. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, I left the link below so you can look at it if you're interested. This is one of the modules that I enjoyed doing. I learned a lot from it, and I plan to actually create more videos in the future. The Photoshop module is the last module I completed. I learned about Adobe Photoshop, explored some basic design principles, completed a Bauhaus Kandinsky design exercise, created a photo collage, and also a logo. Here is an example of what the Bauhaus Kandinsky exercise looked like. This exercise gave us the opportunity to explore the Photoshop interface and then to experiment with the design of digital space. In this activity I learned a lot about layering and color relationships, and like I said before, you can see some of the examples of what we had to do. The next exercise was to create a picture collage. In order to do this, we had to use either Adobe Bridge or Lightroom in conjunction with Photoshop. After a little research, I decided to use Adobe Lightroom. I was able to label and rate the photos in Adobe Lightroom before transitioning them over to Photoshop to edit them. For this collage, I chose to use family beach photos and tried to place them in the shape of a dolphin to go along with the beach theme. If you look to the right, you'll see just what it looks like. I had to use layering in order to get the pictures exactly where I wanted them. I also had to change the sizing and location in order to create the dolphin. I actually enjoyed this module very much because it gave me an opportunity to actually look at the memories from the past and then share them with my children. The last exercise was the family logo or banner. I chose to create a family logo. Again, this is another fun activity, something that my kids and I could do together. I did use a lot of layering with the activity and then had a chance to work with some other Photoshop tools as well. I also used the same pictures from the collage of my logo, and then you'll see it on the next slide. My family logo, I really like it, but I'm a little biased, but you can see it on the left. So in a nutshell, this is what I accomplished in this course. I learned a lot, met some new people, and had some fun in the process. I am glad I had the opportunity to take this course. Thank you.